The first meeting to organize school for Beaverlodge was held on January 3rd, 1910. Classes began that fall in Garnet Truax's script shack, 1/2 mile north of the town site on the hill, with Mrs. Chester Drake as the first teacher. On December 24th, 1910, the Beaverlodge School District No. 2341 received formal government approval, the very first public school in the Grand Prairie district. The next year, a schoolhouse was built at the crossroads in the old town site of Beaverlodge, of logs hewn inside and painted both inside and out, with lime, no less. No shingles were available, so the roof was built of boards and slabs with a layer of sod over top. Someone volunteered to freight in windows and hardware from Edmonton, and Paul Flint made the desks. A tax rate of 6 cents per acre was levied to pay for the school, but since money was in short supply, ratepayers worked off the taxes as much as they could and kept expenses down in this way. In 1922, a 2-room frame school was built on the same site, and the old log school became first a restaurant and then a church for a time, until it was again needed for the high school students. Thus, grades 1 through 12 were taught at the old town site. When the railway extended to Beaverlodge in 1929, a 2-room brick-faced high school was constructed in the new town for the astronomical amount of $11,000. Proclaimed the most modern school in Alberta, this school had centralized heat and was wired for power in the hope that gas lamps would soon be replaced by electric lights. Student Joy Ellingbo Juno remembers the wonderful sock hops that were held in the hallway of the brick high school. There was a ready-made band among the students who left their instruments there for quick access. The Great Depression was a time of remake and redo, even for schools. When the board, under the direction of Mr. C.O. Poole, wanted to add a room to the high school, the school inspector advised them to expand into the basement. In similar situations, I have found that the presence of the sanitary toilets in the basement detracts from the satisfactory nature of the classrooms on that floor, he argued. The old frame building was then moved to the rear of the brick school to be used as a playroom or gym, connecting it to the back of the high school with a board sidewalk. These schools served the population with overflow classes in the Victory Hall, the Community Center, and Bentham Hall until centralization, when students from the outlying districts began to be bussed into Beaverlodge. In January 1952, a new Beaverlodge Elementary School opened. The brick high school remained in use until 1960, when a new Beaverlodge High School was built. Later, the schools were split, with junior high students from Beaverlodge, Elmworth, Horselake, Hythe, and Wembley in the Hythe School, while all their high school students were taught in Beaverlodge.